I never imagined the day my own daughter-in-law would humiliate me in front of a room full of people. But life has a strange way of pushing even the quietest hearts to roar. My name is Grandpa Joy, and what happened that evening, well, let's just say nobody at that dinner table will ever forget it. It all started on a Thursday night. My son Ethan had invited me over for a small family dinner. I was happy, excited even. At 72, I don't ask for much. Just a warm meal and a chance to see my grandchildren laugh. I wore my best shirt, the blue one my late wife Clara always said made my eyes look young. I polished my old leather shoes, combed my silver hair, and carried a box of homemade cookies I baked for the kids. I walked in smiling. But one person didn't smile back. Melissa, my daughter-in-law, perfect hair, perfect makeup, perfect house, and a heart made of cold steel. She eyed the box of cookies like it was garbage. "You brought those," she said loudly, loud enough for everyone to hear. The guests, neighbors, friends, Ethan's co-workers, fell silent. I kept my smile, pretending not to notice the sharpness in her tone. "Yes," I replied gently, "the kids love them." She scoffed. "No, you love bringing this old-fashioned junk. We're trying to have a modern dinner here, not whatever traditional nonsense you grew up with." Some people chuckled awkwardly. Ethan looked embarrassed. I swallowed the sting and set the cookies on the counter. Dinner went on, but Melissa's jabs didn't stop. She mocked my clothes, complained about the stories I told, even rolled her eyes every time I laughed with the grandchildren. But the worst came during dessert. I reached for a slice of pie slowly, because my hands aren't as steady as they used to be, and I accidentally knocked over a spoon. It clattered onto the floor. Melissa jumped up like I'd committed a crime. "Oh, for God's sake," she snapped. "Can't you do anything right? You're a disgrace. You ruin everything you touch." The room froze. Every fork stopped midair. My grandchildren stared. Ethan looked like he wanted to sink into the floor. I felt every pair of eyes on me, pity, shock, discomfort. A heat burned in my chest, not anger, not shame. Something deeper. I had spent years lowering my voice, shrinking myself, staying out of the way, but Clara always told me, "Joy, there will come a day when silence will do more harm than words." And that night, I understood exactly what she meant. I slowly stood up. My chair scraped the floor, loud, commanding. Melissa's smirk faltered for the first time. I straightened my back, lifted my chin, and spoke, calmly, clearly, powerfully. "Melissa," I said, "I lost the love of my life after 50 beautiful years. I raised a son through 2 jobs. I survived sickness, loss, and war. I've buried friends, siblings, and dreams, but I never let my heart turn cruel." Everyone stared. Even the kids stopped breathing. "You call me a disgrace," I continued. "But a disgrace is someone who humiliates an elder to feel powerful. A disgrace is someone who mistakes kindness for weakness." Her face turned red, rage or shame, I wasn't sure. I reached into my coat pocket, pulled out a small velvet box, and placed it gently on the table. "Tonight was meant to be special," I said. "I came here to give Ethan something his mother wanted him to have." Ethan's eyes widened. "Dad, what is that?" I opened the box. Inside was Clara's wedding ring, the only thing of real value I had left. "I was going to gift it to you and Melissa," I said softly, "because family should be built on love and respect." A murmur went around the room. But after tonight, I shook my head. After witnessing this cruelty, I realized something. Clara would never want her ring in the hands of someone who treats her family with contempt. Melissa gasped, "Are you serious? You can't just..." I held up a hand. "I can," I said, "and I am." For the first time all evening, she had no words. I turned to my son. "Ethan, I love you, but I will not stay where I am insulted. I will not be treated like a burden. I deserve dignity." He stood up immediately. "Dad, you're right. I'm sorry. I should have spoken up. This isn't how you should be treated." Melissa's eyes shot toward him. Ethan, are you seriously taking his side after everything I do for this house? He looked at her with a calm I'd never seen before. Everything you do for the house means nothing if you can't show basic respect. Pin drop silence. I gathered my coat, picked up the forgotten box of cookies, and started to leave. But then something unexpected happened. My grandchildren ran to me. Grandpa, don't go. We love your cookies. Mom was mean. The smallest one, Lily, tugged at my hand. You're not a disgrace. You're the best part of our whole family. My heart melted. Ethan walked to the door with me. Dad, wait. Come home with me tomorrow, just you and me. Let's talk, really talk. I nodded. I'd like that. As I stepped outside, a few guests followed me, people I barely knew. One of them said, Sir, that was the most dignified thing I've ever seen. Another added, You taught all of us something tonight. I smiled, feeling something I hadn't felt in years. Strength. The next morning, I woke up to a knock on my door. It was Ethan with his bags. I'm staying with you for a while, he said. I need space to figure things out. And behind him came the grandchildren running up the steps. Grandpa, we brought your cookies. I laughed, my heart full. As for Melissa, let's just say the whole neighborhood heard what happened that night, and for the first time, she had to face the consequences of her own actions. Sometimes, the quietest man in the room becomes the loudest lesson. And that night, Grandpa Joy finally chose myself.